All right, so this month is, it's coming up on Thanksgiving, and I cannot believe that this month has just flown by like this. I said this morning in my yoga nidra class. It's like, I have the paper calendar that's on the wall, like a big one, so everybody's stuff is on there in one place. And Chris was like, we're on like the second to the last page. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, the year's over. I don't even know how that happened. And it's amazing to me how quickly these months just kind of rock by, you know? And so I've been really kind of reflective on a lot of weird things in the last few weeks. One of my stepsons, he is really good with music, and we keep on trying to encourage him to do more with it. And I've been thinking about just all these old bands that I love so much. And in my mind, they're still like weirdly a part of my life. And if I bring those up to other people in this room, they probably wouldn't know who they were. Just like I had said, like, does anybody remember Joy Division? But then some people are like, well, maybe if they knew New Order, but did you know that Joy Division was first? And did you know, that there's these like little parts of my past that these things just come and go. You know what I mean? And I don't know, our time is precious, like it's precious. And then you only have I think anybody can do anything at any time in life, but there are windows for time in our life. There are windows and seasons for things. And so we want to be like really cherishing every season that shows up in our life, every single season, and not being like, oh, I'm going to wait for something, blah, 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 or one day I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Like, let your one day be today, whatever that means for you. And so it's so interesting because I don't know why. So does anybody remember the band Missing Persons, the Missing Persons? Okay, Pete. I mean, Rob. Oh my God, everybody's name except for yours. It's all gone out of my head, Rob. So, I think these things are like, they just come and they go. Our time comes and goes. And so we need to, like, these bands that were iconic when I was a kid nobody knows who they are anymore, me and Rob, but that's it. And so time comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. So we cherish what we have when we have it. We cherish what we have when we have it. We don't wait for other things to just come in, or some other ship or some other whatever. So as we are kind of in this month of that, like we're speeding up and we're coming to the end of the year, and we have all of these other months behind us, and it's like that time is over. It's all over, and we're here now. And so what are we going to do here? And how are we going to take this time? And how are we going to magnify it? How are we going to make it beautiful? How are we going to cherish it? How are we going to bring good things into our life? So this isn't like a worry, and it's not a self-loathing, and it's not a, man, I should have, blah, blah, blah. It isn't that. It is just, I'm right here, right now. What do I do now with now? That's all. I'm here now. Okay. So, and sometimes that means that we have to like completely forget everything that's happened prior to this moment. I've had to do that many times in my life. I've had to do that so many times in my life, like where I've had to just completely forget about all of the things in the past, or in the recent past, or even in the deep past. And then it's funny because then when I hear myself tell the story about a regret or something I'm lamenting or something that I'm bummed out about, it's almost like I'm telling a story that's not even real. I don't know if anybody's gone through that. You can just feel yourself talking and you're like, why am I even talking about this anymore? Like, what's happening? I'm like talking about nothing, you know? And so that's why it's like, I just want to be here right now. And I want to be here right now and making the best of every moment that I'm going into. So that, you know, if I was going to be whatever the thing is, and if I think I missed my ship, or I missed my opportunity, or this or that or whatever, it's like, no, you didn't. You're right here, right now. What do you do with it right here, right now? Last little anecdotal thing that I'll say. So my teacher, Glenda, is in her 90s. She's in her 90s. And I booked an appointment with her for next week. So that means she's still killing it in her 90s. Do you know what I mean? And she was so busy that she couldn't get me in until next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Gabor Mate, if anybody knows who Gabor Mate is, Gabor Mate wrote his first book like in his 50s. And he didn't become like really well known until he was in like his like late 60s. And now he's in his 80s. And I mean, like, so people do things later in life too. It's not like there was only this window for me to be famous or whatever. I'm thinking about my stepson, like here, right? We can do things just right now. I'm here now, and I'm going to start from here and then go forward. You know what I mean? That's kind of where our meditation is going to go. All right, I know we have a couple of new people here. But for the most part, I think we're all kind of quasi-meditators. We can do it. We can do it. Just follow along. You guys will do it. Okay? So everybody just kind of sit up nice and tall. So you can have your hands in your lap, cupping. So it's cooler in here tonight. And remember how I always say, if it's hot, we want to kind of create some space so that the air can flow around us. And then, but if you're colder, then you bring your hands in a little bit. And take my left hand and I put it underneath my right. If I'm feeling more feminine energy, my right hand underneath my left. If I'm feeling more masculine energy, roll your shoulders back and down, tuck your chin slightly, raise the crown of your head like you feel like you're big, like a puppet or a marionette being pulled by the string of your head. And then don't forget to smile, as Quentin always says in Lady Naguma. And it's a soft smile. It isn't like a crazy hard smile. And then just start to really dial into your breath in a way that you're connected with the inhale, feeling that nice cool air as it comes in. Exhale as you feel the warm air going out. You can even feel your chest and your belly rise on the inhale and lower on the exhale, like a wave, beautiful soft wave. Now, if your eyes are closed, which I would encourage, I don't want them smashed shut. I want them nice and soft, the way that they're closed, softly closed. And then if you can, it's like you're pretending and you're drawing your attention up to your third eye, which is about a little bit above your eyebrow line, and then in from there about 1.5 to 2 inches. So it'll feel like you're crossing your eyes almost. And your eyes will be closed. Try to check in with your jaw, making sure that your teeth are not touching. I'd like you to picture or imagine yourself sitting here today. Just if you could see yourself as if you were looking at yourself, maybe you can picture that you're standing in front of yourself. Just hold your attention on yourself meditating. Now, for those of you that have been coming to meditation for quite a while, you can see in your mind what a proper meditator you are. You can see the smile on your face. And the look of complete peace and calm over your face. Now I'd like you to take another image of yourself and what your day looks like when you first wake up in the morning. And I would like you to, even if it's not completely accurate, we're going to create it in this moment. As you wake up just really rejuvenated, you can see yourself stretching and sitting up nice and tall at the edge of your bed. A smile on your face because you got an incredibly good night's sleep. So now, if there is a morning ritual that you have, and maybe there's one that you've been wanting to create for yourself, you can envision that as well. Perhaps it's meditating, perhaps it's some sort of movement, perhaps it's reading. But whatever morning ritual you thought, this is me. And just envision yourself in that space. Now you can transfer to another scene, and it would be just whatever activity it is that would bring you the most joy. Try not to go too crazy. It could be something really simple. Maybe you have the perfect career. Maybe you have the perfect partner. Maybe you have the perfect activity that you do, or hobby, or it's what you choose. And it's going to be maybe something different. So don't go too crazy again, trying to create something too detailed. Keep it simple. And just be right there as if you had a magic lamp and you created the perfect thing to go to for yourself. And then hold that image. And if anything shows up that tries to detract, just go right back to that. Now, taking that image of you doing the thing that you love, whatever that is, we're going to do just one little future cast with it. So we're going to go out 5 years from now. So it's 2030, in November of 2030. And you've been doing the thing that you love, living your life in a meaningful way. And I would just like you to see yourself in meditation again and see what that looks like and how that feels. So just taking a moment to think about how different your life is going to be, living intentionally and in the way that you really want it to be. Thinking about how your interactions will be different. Or maybe they're going to be exactly the same because everything in your life is perfect, and that's perfect as well. And then bring your imagination back to looking at yourself in this room at this time in November of 2025. Sometimes the image of yourself has changed. Start to reconnect with your breath now, your inhales and your exhales. You can start to incorporate a little bit of movement within the body. And as always, your eyes are the last thing to open. Things in our life, they come and they go, but we have choices and we have decisions every single day, and we can shift and change those whenever we choose. It can happen. This week has been the last 2 weeks has been kind of a weird week for me with just different things with my business and stuff, and just me kind of not knowing, are we going to be in this building? Are we not going to be in this building? What's going to happen? And then I'm like, I don't have to think about any of this right now. I have to do what I do best. And this is just loving everybody and being in this place, and that's it. And I know everything else will work out. You know what I mean? That's when there's a difference between what we just did and future tripping. And Melissa's really good at future tripping. I could win a prize in future tripping. If there was ribbons to have, I would have them all down this coat. And it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't ever turn out the way that you think it's going to, because our brains tend to catastrophize things. We tend to go into stupid worst case scenarios on things, and the majority of the time, that's not exactly what happens. things, even the crappiest things, can still turn out somewhat okay. You know, you cannot see it when you're sitting in it. You cannot. It's like you can't find the exit when the house is burning all around you, you know, because you're caught in all the smoke. But there is an exit. There is. So that's why when we can do a practice like this and just like envision like the things that I do that bring me joy, and then like, what do I look like? What do I feel like? How do I move in the world and that? And then little by little it starts to shift and change the things inside of us, and we can become that. It's really that simple. It's very, I mean, we make things way too hard. So, okie dokie. This week we have hiking club, but it has a forecast of rain. So we're not 100% sure what's going to happen with that. So if you are planning on going on the hike, please sign up, and then Quentin will text message everybody and make sure that they are aware of what's, if there is a change. But don't just like show up,
and
you know.
The time has been moved from 8 a.m., which is on the calendar, to 7 a.m., and that's in moments, but it's just because the parking lot, it has only 10 spots. And so in order to make sure...
So we want to be the people that take all the spots.
And so if the hike ends up in the rain, I do recommend carpooling. We're going to meet here at 6:20 to carpool.
Yeah.
So if you're not a morning person, no worries. You just make sure you're not one of the drivers.
That's right. That's right. And bring your little cup of coffee and sit in the back and just. So, and then that evening is the Goddess Circle, right, Quentin? Can you grab a calendar for me? I'm sorry.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so the Goddess Circle is that night, and then there is a Kundalini event, which is going to be really cool. Amanda always does such a good job, but it is celebrating like Kundalini and creating Kundalini coherence within your body. So if you've not done Kundalini before, this would be a really cool way for you to get kind of an introduction to the breath and how that breath just kind of like ignites everything in your body. It's just, I love Kundalini so much. How, Rob?
Love it.
Jason? Mm-hmm. It's the best. You would love it. Yeah. Well, and it's just all the movement. I mean, because you leave and you're just like super open. Like everything in your body just opens up all the channels. It's really cool.
Yeah,
So
it moves energy.
yeah. So that's on the 26th, or so 22nd, sorry, 22nd. And then Christina Rich is doing our Thanksgiving class. If you are interested in taking that flow class, if you're a flow class person or you're interested in that, that is a donation-based class. I do ask that you are, think in the sense of like these donations are going to help others. And that's at 8 o'clock in the morning for Thanksgiving morning. That's the only class of the day. And then our Black Friday sale starts on the 28th, 29th, and the 30th. So we will have little tags, little Christmas tags being hung out in the lobby starting tomorrow. We are doing a Christmas drive for foster kids for this year. So you just pull down the tag and then it'll tell you, like, it'll either say like a jacket for boy or whatever, or the other things that are on there, it's like gift cards for like Walmart or Kohl's or, different things like that. So if we can help with that, that would be really lovely, just because, my Nana, when I was a kid, you don't really know what's going on when you're little, but I just remember that my grandmother, she was a garage sale junkie. Like, she loved garage sales. She was so cute. She would always say, we'd be driving and she'd just turn and she'd be like, the car just knows. There's a sign. The car just knows. And then she would go to a garage sale and she would buy so much clothing. And then she would give away these huge bags of clothes to foster kids and stuff. And that's kind of like one thing that nobody in her family ever really talked about that she did. And she did it all the time. She was just really cool. So anyway, so anything that we can do to help these people would be really, really cool, because it's rough. It's rough. So, okie dokie, artichokes. I will see you next week. And then don't forget that on the Thursday before, which is the 25th of November, that's my Thanksgiving meditation that I do. And it just, I know I do the same one every year, but it's really important that we really focus on every last detail of what it means to enjoy that meal. So, okay, everybody, I'll see you later. Thank you. Thank you.